Sheila, and today we're gonna read The Magic Tree of Merlin Missions 8, Blizzard of the Blue Moon, Chapter 9. It's done. And today my mom is going to a dentist, but there's no more time to read all of the stories, so I'm gonna start reading at Chapter 9. It's them, and the end of reading at 94 pages, and we were gonna start reading at 88 pages. Chapter 9. Okay, now already read this one book with a lot of stories, and now here we go. And first you can read this, The Magic Tree of Merlin Mission Book 8, Blizzard of the Blue Moon, Chapter 9 is done. One dog was a gray with black and white markings. The another was ghostly green hands and rust-colored chest. Above had orange rubble, feet and long yellow bills. Quack, 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 they said, and Annie looked over their shoulder to Jack. I memorized the dog rhyme a while ago, she said, with the grin. I knew it would come in handy someday. Jack laughed. Good work, he said. The two dogs waddled around, bright orange feet quacking. Answered the cries came from overhead. A flock of the ducks was flying through the clear November sky. Go on, Blair Greena, Annie shouted to the two Merlins. Go with them now, the murderers had quacked at Annie. Go on, Jack Lyman, fly south of the winter. You'll have fun, we promise. The two Merlins had quacked and fluffed their wings. First one is the one of another rose on the ground, and they flew high into the sky. And Jack held his breath as they watched the murders soar away, flying south over New York City. And Annie had her arms around the unicorn's neck. Then she rested her hand over the silky white mane. You're safe now, she said, but you have to leave us. I have to show you the way to Camelot. The problem is I don't know how to do that. Oh God, Jack looked at the avenue, then boarded the park. A big yellow taxi was parked by the car. The driver was honking at his horn. He had waved out the window. What's the guys want? Said Annie, sitting up. I don't know, said Jack. The driver had jumped out of his car. He wore a cap, a paid up the scarf. It was the same driver who had a paid scarf. Hey, there's some same driver who dared us out of the cloisters, said Annie. The passenger door of the taxi have opened, and the girl have stepped out. And she was wearing a purple short. That's the girl who turned us get off by the wrong subway stop, said Jack. The taxi driver and the girl was shoulder both and waved at Jack and Annie. The driver lifted his cap and pulled down his hat. It was red and curly hair, wonderfully familiar green. The girl had pulled at the shore of her head, and beautiful long black curls fell out of her vest. It's them, said Jack. Teddy, Kathleen, Annie shouted. Jack and Annie slid off the unicorns back into the snowy ground. The young antelopes had ran across the snow to them. Annie threw their arms around Teddy, and Kathleen drew her arms around Jack. The four of them laughed and talked at the same time. That was you, that was you, that was us. I'm sorry I told you to get off from the wrong stop, said Kathleen, but Teddy was waiting for you there. I'm sorry I left you stranger of the storm, said Teddy, but I knew you'd be there and find your ways to cloisters. We thought you guys are going to two kids to follow us, Blair and Greena, said Annie. Yes, we just saw you turn them into dogs, said Kathleen. Brilliant. Who are they? Said Jack. Appearance a dark wizard, said Kathleen. We didn't know we were following you. Even Merlin didn't know you. Oh, we're pretty creepy, said Jack. Yeah, but we're actually helpless without meaning to, said Annie. We knew the unicorn's names. We tried is to dive into the flowers of Rome, said Jack. I know Merlin's clue might be a bit difficult, said Teddy. Diving flower as the dances of the lantern, the language of the old Rome. So Grin and Blair know Latin, said Annie. Hardly, said Teddy. The unicorn name is the famous without other word. He known of his great magic. And for his goodness, said Kathleen. And we know about his goodness, said Annie. When he rattled the street with the horn into the air, the blizzard was the end, and everyone had passed up cheered to seem to get more hopeful. The dark wizard was trying to capture out of the dentist so he could keep unicorn good magic from the rest out of the world, said Kathleen. Merlin will be very pleased that you have floated the wizard's plan, and the truth, I believe him. He will take you to thank you himself, said Teddy. He turned toward the yellow taxi parked by the curb, and the black door have car opened. The two grown-ups step out. A tailored, elegant woman with a wearing wine-colored cloth with a man in a dark blue robe. The man had a long white beard. The woman had white hair. Morgan, Merlin, whispered Jack. Oh, the Morgan and Merlin have came with the taxi, so to met Jack and Annie and Kathleen and Teddy. As the wizard and the magical librarians of the Camelot walk across the snow, the dentist have stepped forward to greet them. He bowed at his head, and Merlin abstractedly stroked the unicorn's white neck. Morgan Leafley have turned into Jack and Annie. Hello, she said, smiling. It's good to see you both. Her lovely voice has washed Jack's like a music. You too, said Annie, hugging the Chandlers. What are you and Merlin doing there? Jack asked. I've always wanted to visit New York City, said Morgan. Teddy has just given us a quiet ride to the taxi, and Merlin has told us to him to slow down several times. Morgan had left and turned towards Merlin. Quite a ride indeed, said Merlin. Greetings, you both, Jack and Annie. Greetings, they said. Now we were going to end up reading the story. That means today's afternoon we were going to start reading a chapter, 95 pages, and the end of reading the story. So that means tomorrow we'll be reading New Beginning, New Stories, okay? Oh, wow, it's not much to read. Now, did you have fun? Here's English Country. We come back with another book, new book, and a new stories to read, so you'll be more excited. Now, bye-bye, everybody, and please thumbs up my YouTube too. Bye-bye, everybody. Have a nice day. Bye!